During the troubled history of feudal Japan, numerous wars were fought that influenced social organization, culture, and many aspects of the life of the ancient Japanese. The warrior class had a special place in Japanese society, with the famous samurai having the most prestigious position, below only the nobility or the imperial family. But the samurai were not the only elite warriors to fight on the battlefields, and even they had equally skilled rivals. The wars caused many misfortunes for the Japanese population. There was a constant increase of criminal groups, who took advantage of the chaos and instability of governments to attack villages and even sacred temples. The need to defend their sanctuaries caused the Buddhist monks to initiate the practice of martial arts. This was possible because some monks had a violent past as thieves, mercenaries, or even ex-samurai, who then decided to seek a life of peace and harmony. Around the 10th century, armed groups of Buddhist monks with the name Sohei, meaning warrior monk, appeared. They quickly became to be recognized and feared for their military expertise. Religious divisions in the Buddhist branches meant that the Sohei did not have a centralized leadership, but they were commanded by regional leaders with their own interests. Some temples began to maintain a regular army of warrior monks. These were the main ones: Te and Ryakuji Temple near Kyoto City, Todaiji Temple in Nara City, and the Miidera Temple built near Mount Hiei. Many of these temples were fortified, becoming fortresses to prevent the attack of invaders. There was also another group of monks who caused a supernatural fear in their enemies: Yamabushi, the mountain monks. The Yamabushi were monks who lived like hermits in the mountains that were difficult to reach and full of wildlife. There are many mysteries around the Yamabushi, as their religious practices involved exoteric concepts, including the practice of exorcism, divination, and magic. Warrior monks also became more popular thanks to the support of the lower Japanese classes. Most peasants disliked the samurai and the aristocrats. They thought the monks were a kind of rebel, defying the rules and laws imposed by the rulers. For this reason, some people thought that the Sohei monks were holy men, and others considered them evil enemies. Political rivalries between Buddhist temples became even more evident in the 12th century, when feudal lords daimyo began to seek the support of warrior monks in wars. Daimyo promised financial and political support to the temples, which led many Sohei groups to fight each other on opposite sides during the military conflicts. It would be easy to recognize a Sohei monk on the battlefield. His equipment consisted of wearing traditional samurai armor, but with the addition of a wooden rosary to his neck, and sometimes they combined their traditional garments with a white hood over their heads and faces. The Sohei trained in the use of various weapons, but became known for their lethality with the naginata, a heavy halberd capable of devastating blows. In addition to their martial talent, the Sohei fought supported by their faith, often committing acts of fanaticism and giving up their own lives to achieve their goals. This behavior caused the warrior monks of Japan to be compared in modern times with the medieval knights of the Templar and Teutonic orders. This religious fervor intimidated the enemy troops and increased the admiration of the population, something that was not seen with good eyes by the feudal lords, as they feared the growing influence of Sohei in Japanese society. Many daimyo saw the Sohei as a serious threat against the samurai class and even the feudal system. The famous Oda Nobunaga decided to fight the groups of warrior monks. On September 29, 1571, Oda Nobunaga and his army of 30,000 men besieged the Enryakuji Temple and defeated a large number of monks who had gathered to fight Oda. Thousands lost their lives during the fighting, and the temple was completely destroyed. In the following years, the Sohei were persecuted by Oda Nobunaga and his successor Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Their temples were destroyed, and they were forced to flee to the mountains. With Tokugawa Ieyasu's military victory in 1603 and the establishment of a strong and organized central government, the monks were forced to surrender and were banned from using weapons again. The era of Japanese warrior monks came to an end, but their life philosophies, fighting techniques, and unshakable courage were an inspiration to subsequent generations.